My golden child brother asked me to invest in his business, then vanished with all my savings. My golden child brother asked me to invest in his business, then vanished with all my savings. But that wasn't the first time he'd taken something from me. He'd been taking pieces of my life since we were kids. I'm the older one, 2 years older. My name's Alex. My brother's name is Ryan. Growing up, our parents, especially our mom, acted like Ryan was some kind of miracle child. Everything he did was special. When he drew a stick figure, Mom said he was an artist. When I drew an actual picture with shading, she said I had too much time on my hands. That's how it always was. When Ryan failed a test, Mom blamed the teacher. When I failed one, she said I didn't try hard enough. And when we fought, as brothers do, it didn't matter who started it. It always ended with me getting grounded while Ryan got ice cream. I used to think it was just me being jealous, but no, everyone saw it. My aunts, uncles, even my dad's sister once told me, "You're the spare, Alex. Ryan's the favorite. Don't kill yourself trying to impress them." I wish I'd listened. We grew up in a quiet suburb. White fences, cookie-cutter houses, that whole American dream look, but behind ours, it was chaos. Ryan was charming, loud, always smiling. I was the quiet one, the one who did the dishes and fixed things around the house. Mom would say, "Why can't you be more like your brother?" "He's confident." "Because someone has to be responsible," I said once. She gave me that look. The one that said I'd spoken out of line. By the time we hit our 20s, Ryan was still the golden boy. He dropped out of college after one semester, but my parents called it finding himself. I graduated with a business degree, got a steady job at a logistics firm, and paid my own bills. But no one ever said, "We're proud of you." Meanwhile, Ryan drifted between projects. One week he was doing photography, the next he was developing an app. He always had a story, and Mom always believed him. "Ryan's just creative," she'd say. "He's not meant for a boring job." I remember laughing once and saying, "Yeah, neither are scammers." That got me a week of silent treatment from the entire house. Things exploded 3 years ago. Ryan came to me one night, all excited. He said, "Alex, I've got this business idea, it's going to change everything." I remember we were sitting in Mom's kitchen. He had this stupid PowerPoint printed on paper, like it made him legit. "What kind of business?" I asked. "It's a sustainable clothing brand," he said. "Eco-friendly, minimal waste, using local suppliers. I've got a designer, a manufacturer, and a social media manager lined up. I just need investors to kickstart production." He sounded prepared. For once. "How much are you looking for?" I asked. 20,000, he said casually, like it was pocket change. I almost laughed. "Ryan, I don't have 20,000 just lying around." "You do, actually," he said, leaning forward. "Your savings. You told Dad you were planning to invest one day, right?" "Well, this is it." I stared at him. "That's my life savings, Ryan. I've been saving since I was 18. He gave me that fake hurt look. "You don't trust me?" "No," I said flatly. He grinned. "You should. This isn't just for me, Alex. This is for us. For the family." Mom walked in just then, like she'd been waiting for her cue. "You should help your brother," she said immediately. "Ryan's got something real here." I turned to her. "Mom, you don't even know what it is." "I don't need to," she said. "I believe in my son." And that was it. My son. Singular. I should have walked away, but the guilt worked. The way they looked at me like I was the selfish one, like I was holding Ryan back from greatness, it wore me down. So I caved. I gave him the money. Every damn cent. For the first few months, things seemed okay. Ryan sent updates, photos of sample shirts, screenshots of supplier emails. I even saw a mock-up of a website. I started to believe maybe he was finally doing something right. Then he went quiet. A week passed. Then 2. Then a month. His phone went straight to voicemail. I called Mom. "Hey, have you heard from Ryan?" She sighed. "He's just busy, Alex. Don't pressure him." "I'm not pressuring him. I just want to know where my 20 grand went." She snapped. "Money isn't everything. Maybe that's why you'll never understand Ryan's vision. That was it for me. I hung up. 2 days later, I went to Ryan's apartment. It was empty. The neighbors said he'd moved out weeks ago, said something about going overseas for business. I checked the bank records. The transfer I made to his business account was withdrawn in cash. The account was then closed. My stomach dropped. He'd disappeared. I tried calling him nonstop for weeks. Nothing. I went to my parents, furious. He scammed me, I said. He took my savings and ran. Mom looked offended. Don't say that about your brother. It's the truth. Dad just sighed. Maybe he needed it more than you did. I lost it. You're defending him? He stole from me. Mom stood up, shouting, "Watch your tone. Ryan's been under so much stress trying to make something of himself." Make something of himself? He's a thief. Enough, she yelled. He's your brother. I slammed the table so hard a plate cracked. And I'm your son. Or did you forget that part? They didn't even look at me. For months, I tried to find him. I filed a police report, but the officer said it was a family matter. I went to a lawyer, but she told me suing my own brother would rip my family apart. It's already ripped apart, I told her. She nodded. Then let's make it official. The lawsuit took months to prepare. I had to show proof of the transfer, the supposed business documents, even text messages. Every time I looked at them, my chest burned. When the papers were finally served, Mom called me, sobbing. "How could you do this to your brother?" she said. "How could he do this to me?" I shot back. She whispered, "You're breaking this family." I said, "Ryan broke it the moment he cashed that check." Then she said the one thing that'll never leave me: "You always envied him." This is your revenge, isn't it? That hurt more than losing the money. When the lawsuit became public, the family exploded. My cousins split sides. My aunt on dad's side supported me. My uncle called me heartless. Even my grandmother said, "Money can be replaced, but family can't." Then tell him to replace it, I told her. Nobody wanted to hear it. They all wanted to protect the golden child. Months later, the truth came out. My lawyer found proof that Ryan had transferred most of the money to a private account in Bali. He'd bought plane tickets and was living under a new business alias. We had him cornered. The court ordered him to return the funds, or face fraud charges. That was the first time he finally reached out. I got a message one night. "Hey bro, can we talk?" I laughed bitterly. "Now you want to talk?" "Please," he said. "I messed up. I met him. I shouldn't have. He looked different, tan, scruffy beard, fake humility written all over his face." He started crying halfway through our meeting. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I was just drowning. I thought I could double it, you know? I had plans. You had my money," I said. He nodded, tears in his eyes. "I'll fix it. You'll fix it in court," I said, standing up. That's when he yelled, "You'd really destroy me over money?" I turned back. "You already did." That night, Mom called again. "He's your brother, Alex. Please, drop the charges." I said, "You should have said that to him before he robbed me." Dad tried too. "We can fix this privately." "No," I said. "You don't fix theft privately." That was the last conversation I had with them for months. But here's the part that really messed me up. Ryan actually won the sympathy vote. Half the family called me cold, said I was ruining Ryan's life. My best friend, Marcus, was the only one who stood by me. One night, we were drinking on my porch and he said, "You're doing the right thing, man. They made him this way. You're just cleaning the mess." I nodded, but it still feels like I'm burning my own house down. He looked at me. Maybe it needed to burn. The first court hearing was brutal. Ryan showed up looking like he'd just stepped out of a self-help retreat, fresh haircut, pressed shirt, fake humility written all over his face. Mom and Dad sat right behind him. Of course they did. When I walked in, Mom actually glared at me, like I was the one being sued. The judge asked us to settle outside of court, but I refused. "He stole from me," I said. "This isn't a misunderstanding. It's theft." Ryan's lawyer, a smug guy in a gray suit, said, "My client never intended to steal. It was a failed venture, not fraud." I nearly laughed. A failed venture doesn't involve closing the bank account and fleeing the country. Ryan looked down, pretending to be ashamed. But when the judge wasn't looking, he smirked. That same damn smirk he used to give me as a kid when he'd break my toys and say, "Oops." Outside the courtroom, Mom caught me in the hallway. "You're embarrassing us," she hissed. "Embarrassing you? He stole 20 grand from me." "Lower your voice," she snapped. "People are staring." "I don't care," I yelled. "You should be yelling at him." She pointed her finger right at my face. "You've always been jealous, Alex. Admit it." I just stared at her. Jealous? Of what? Of watching you worship him while I became the invisible one? "Don't twist this," she said, shaking her head. "We did our best." I laughed bitterly. "Your best ruined both of us." Then Dad stepped in. "Enough. Both of you. This isn't helping." "Then tell him to pay me back," I said. He sighed like I was being unreasonable. "We'll find a way to make this right without lawyers." "Yeah," I said, walking away. "You've been making things right for him since he was born." The court case dragged on for months. Ryan's lawyer kept filing delays, stalling every step. My savings were gone, and now I was paying legal fees on top of it. Marcus kept me sane. "He's trying to exhaust you," he said one night. "He thinks you'll give up." "Maybe I should," I said, staring into my drink. "No," Marcus said, "you've spent your life letting him get away with things. This time you don't." He was right. This wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about every single time my parents let Ryan walk away while I was left cleaning up the mess. Then came the family fallout. Word spread that I'd taken Ryan to court. Half the cousins unfollowed me online. My aunt messaged me saying, "We all make mistakes, Alex. Family's more important than money." I replied, "Then tell Ryan to give it back." She didn't respond. My grandmother called next. "Alex, sweetheart, your brother's been crying. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive him?" "Forgive him?" I said. "He stole from me, lied to me, and ruined my trust in this family." "Family is forever," she said softly. "Not this one," I said, hanging up. Meanwhile, Ryan kept trying to spin the narrative. He posted a video online talking about forgiveness and how people sometimes get greedy when family succeeds. He never said my name, but everyone knew. The comment section was full of people calling me bitter, jealous, cold. I wanted to scream, but my lawyer told me, "Stay calm. Let the evidence speak." Finally, after months of dragging, the verdict came. The court found him guilty of fraud and breach of contract. He was ordered to repay me in full plus damages, or face jail time. Ryan looked like he'd been punched. Mom started crying loudly in the courtroom, whispering, "How could you do this to your brother?" I stood there, stone-faced. "I didn't do this to him. He did it to himself." Ryan turned to me, his voice trembling. "You happy now? You won." "No," I said quietly. "I just stopped losing." That night, I went home alone. My phone buzzed nonstop, family group chats blowing up. Half of them saying I'd gone too far, the other half saying I finally stood up for myself. I muted them all. For the first time in years, the house was silent. It wasn't peace, but it was close enough. Months passed. I started rebuilding my life. I picked up extra shifts, took freelance work, tried to focus on anything but the hole my brother left behind. The court arranged a repayment plan. Ryan sent a few installments, then stopped. My lawyer said we could escalate to seize his assets, but honestly, I was tired. I'd won, legally. Morally, the whole thing still felt poisoned. Then, out of nowhere, I got a message from Dad. "Come to the house. We need to talk." Against my better judgment, I went. When I walked in, Ryan was there, sitting on the couch like nothing had happened. Mom was beside him, eyes red. Dad stood awkwardly by the door. Ryan stood up. "Alex," he said softly. "I want to fix things." I crossed my arms. "You mean now that the court froze your accounts?" He looked down. "Yeah, maybe I deserve that." Mom jumped in. "We're a family, Alex. Mistakes were made, but blood is blood. Don't start with that," I said. "You protected him while he destroyed me." Dad sighed. "We can't change the past, son." "No," I said, "but you can stop pretending it didn't happen." Ryan stepped closer. I'm sorry, man, for everything. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'm trying to be better. I looked at him for a long time. You said that after every screw up since we were 10. What's different now? He swallowed. I mean it this time. I laughed bitterly. You meant it last time too. He blinked hard. Please, Alex, I don't want to lose my brother. You already did, I said quietly. Mom started crying. You can't keep hating him forever. I don't hate him, I said. I just don't trust him. And that's worse. The silence in the room was heavy. Dad tried to say something, but I interrupted. You know what's funny? You all treated him like gold for years. And look how that turned out. You wanted me to be like him. Congratulations, I finally learned to stop caring too. Then I turned to leave. Mom called after me. Where are you going? I looked back once. Anywhere that isn't here. I didn't go home right away. I drove for hours, through quiet neighborhoods, past houses with lights on, families eating dinner, laughing, existing without all this bitterness. Marcus called. How'd it go? They wanted forgiveness, I said. He paused. And? I gave them silence instead. A year passed. I didn't hear from Ryan again. I rebuilt slowly, new job, new apartment, new peace. Sometimes I'd see family photos online, and yeah, it still hurt. But I was finally out of the cycle. Mom sent me one last message on my birthday. Ryan misses you. We all do. Can we start over? I typed a reply, then deleted it. Instead, I sent just 3 words. Too late now. And that was it. That was the day I finally let go, not of them, but of needing their approval. Because sometimes closure isn't about forgiveness. Sometimes it's just about walking away and not looking back.